The version 3.1 update brought us many great things, and one of those great things is our new favorite jackal boy, Cyno. Cyno is a new important character in the storyline of Sumeru, and he wields an electrovision, but beneath the surface, who is Cyno?
Found you. A kid?
Make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date on all things Genshin, because that's literally all I post. Plus, we win 50/50s here, so join the club. Fuck! Cyno is one of those characters that we don't have a whole lot of information on because he just came out, but we still have a good bit of backstory elements that we can use to give us a good idea of who Cyno is. Cyno's name translates to dog. It literally just means dog. So at first glance, we can see a really heavy reference to Egyptian mythology in Cyno's appearance. His headpiece heavily resembles that of Anubis. Anubis is the Egyptian god of the dead that would cast judgment upon those entering the afterlife. I think Anubis was probably a really heavy inspiration for Cyno's character design. And I'm not just talking about his appearance, I also mean like his role in the storyline. Cyno, contrary to his appearance, is actually a wise scholar from the Sumeru academia who is rather blunt and has a cold way of going about things. But underneath, Cyno has a much softer side that can be seen through many subtle hits in-game and his interactions with Amber in the manga. He once saved Amber from polymorphing herself into a pig without her even realizing it. He also cares greatly for Kale and checks on her very often to make sure she's doing well given her condition. So beneath that really reserved exterior, he's pretty soft on the inside. Aside from his softer side, Cyno takes his work very, very seriously. As the General Mahamatra, he relentlessly hunts down academia researchers who break the rules, law, or pose a threat to the people of Sumeru. Once he catches his victims, he brings them back for judgment. There's that reference to Anubis I was talking about earlier. If a researcher is required to have a meeting with Cyno, it's usually not a good sign. If any of these researchers try to bribe Cyno or fight back, they are met with an even harsher judgment. And if any of them ever try to flee into the desert, Cyno will rescue them from harm and just bring them back to the academia for judgment. There's literally no getting away from Cyno. Like, if you mess up, he's going to catch you. Generally, Cyno is not viewed in a positive light by the researchers of the academia. They view him as an obstacle on the road to seeking knowledge. Given this, most researchers will just shy away from Cyno and keep quiet when he's around. Cyno knows this, and he doesn't care. Cyno's temperament is very calm. He really doesn't let anyone get under his skin. Cyno's reputation also expands beyond the academia. Treasure hoarders and other mercenary groups don't even attempt to get in his way. Anyone who has tried to clash with Cyno in the past always ends up dead or standing before the Matra for judgment. In terms of how Cyno obtained his electrovision, there are many rumors about how it happened, but none of them are remotely true. The way he obtained it is actually really simple, probably a lot simpler than you think. It was the day before he was going to get promoted to the General Mahamatra. He was finishing up his work for the day as a Matra and then went to the library to read about the 6 cardinal sins the sages had put into place in Sumeru. While he was reading the chapter on the sin of divulging secrets without a hint of fear, my God, that's a long chapter name. He failed to comprehend some of the content in this chapter, so he just closed his eyes and thought deeply to himself for a minute. Then when he opened his eyes, there was literally just a vision sitting on the page in front of him. I guess it's really just that simple to get a vision. Upon receiving the vision, he immediately became suspicious and had to go confirm that there was no rule prohibiting anyone from receiving or using a vision in Sumeru. He wanted to be absolutely certain this wasn't some kind of elaborate trap. After weighing all the pros and cons, Cyno finally accepted his vision. So that's everything we know about Cyno right now. Hopefully you know him a little better than you did before. Let me know what characters you want me to cover in the future. I know Cyno's backstory is pretty short, but he is a pretty new character, so that's kind of to be expected, I guess. Let me know who you guys want me to cover next, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.